my God, we had to have AP step up. Do you know how hard it is for that fool to do that?
He's been trying since round 1.
God damn, we had to tell AP, hey, Chase is out, stand up in the sand, and he blew us away.
What is going on, YouTube? Tyler here with False Neutral Media co-host. We got Trevor, my brother, and we are going to get into Daytona. Round 8. And what a turn of events it was for a lot of riders, and some awesome racing. A lot of crashes. Some upsets, but yeah, let's get into it. We got the 250 heats, Thrasher getting right up there, going down. It was so good to see him up on top, and then going down, that sucked. I was pretty pumped for him. Tom Vial making his way up front. He was looking pretty decent on the KTM. I know that the other races he wasn't really riding to what we kind of saw, I guess, last year, but I think he's more, just because he's a GP guy, like more of an outdoors racer. Yeah. But he looked really good. Daytona is that layout, that basically that moto track mixed with just a slight bit of Supercross. So I think he felt super comfortable, and he needed that for a confidence booster. Kitchen was riding good. Ansi came up and put on a show. They were battling. He ended up passing him, so that was I thought that was a good little battle up to the end there. The 250 heat, RJ was phenomenal.
Yeah. RJ was doing good. He was doing good. Here's the thing. He hit every mark.
Yeah.
Every lap from what I was watching, while everybody else, 450s included, and I want to scream that from the top of the mountain like a little wizard in his tower. More than the 450 guys, RJ Hampshire was hitting his marks, rode perfectly, and we saw it pay off in the main event.
Oh, definitely.
RJ got out there and was out there for good.
Yeah.
He was putting on a clinic. I thought I was in the animal shelter surrounded by a bunch of hound dogs because all I heard was barking. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah. Barking. He was looking amazing. I'm glad that he, went to the East Coast. I was bummed that he wasn't on the West Coast, but you know what? It's always good watching him ride no matter what side he's on. But no, yeah, phenomenal from his heat and the main. Absolutely barking. Handmaker was phenomenal.
Dude's going off, and God knows he has to. Because here's the thing. We're in Daytona. That's round number 8. What happens when you turn that around? That's the infinity symbol. Also, what else goes on for infinity? The PC curse. PC curse.
It was,
and we'll get into that in the main
for some of them. Yeah.
So Hammaker is sitting there going, I got to put something together. And stands up in the sand. The butt leaves the seat in the sand, and he makes some of the most insane passes.
He was looking great.
Split section into the sand. Hammaker goes, you're going right? Me too, big dog. Incredible.
Yeah.
Now I want to see it. Now I want to see every weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the key.
Hymas,
good to see him up there, though.
Oh, yeah. Hymas was trying to catch him, did not have the speed for at all to compete with RJ or him whatsoever. Fortner, we finally got to see Fortner, do awesome. In the Heat 2, he ended up taking 4th, which was awesome. So he, you could tell the sickness is, pretty much gone, and we're going to start seeing more of the Triumph rider up on top. We're hoping which I'm excited to see. But getting into the 450 heats, heat one, McElrath was looking awesome, got a whole shot, was leading for a little bit until the Suzuki, the German chocolate, was
Oh yeah.
absolutely
Oh yeah.
barking past everyone,
Brother,
taken first.
brother, I thought Ken Roxon was a live Big Dogs t-shirt the way he was barking out there. Do you understand? I thought if you would remove that helmet, you would have seen a pit bull going.
A German Shepherd, you know, mean.
Sure, man. All I'm saying is Ken Roxon was going, oh, I started in 6th? Who cares? I'm simply the man.
Yeah.
I'm
Was looking
simply the
good.
man. Yeah.
He was absolutely barking. I thought he rode really smooth. He always looks like he is riding over his head a little bit, but it didn't look like it in that one at all. He just looks so much comfortable from where he is now for this year. Kind of just, I feel like a lot of the moto dads, the dads of the sport right now that all have kids, the riders that have kids, they're taking over, dude. Like,
Yeah.
and they're just more of the family and everything, like we've said before. And it's just awesome to see Kenny up there. Savachi was actually doing really good. He was in a good battle with Hill and Jay Cooper. So that was kind of close. I wish we saw a little more of that, but it was still good to see, we're always going back and forth with like the camera angles and who they should focus on and stuff. But I wish we saw, a little more of that 3-way battle. I mean, it was right down to the wire there, pretty close there. So it was good to see. And then just getting into, 450 heat 2, we got Chase out there up front. It's like, okay, are we going to see another chase? And then he goes down straight into the LCQ, and he went down. I don't know if he went down too hard. I mean, he went down hard.
Well, it was hard,
but I mean, we'll get into the main in a bit, but I mean, we could copy and paste what you said from last time, from the last bench talk, but I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see the Chase Sexton that we're normally used to seeing in Supercross.
Right. Here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I think Chase Sexton is incredibly talented. However, if the only way you can pass Jason Anderson after trying to grind your way up there is to push him out the berm, okay, sure, dog. But if you're moving up all the way to 3rd, and then back to 5th, and then back to, because you're stalling it, you're dropping the front end, or you're trying to make moves on lappers. I don't know what's going on with Chase Sexton. I do know that Cooper Webb has been the most consistent so far with seconds. Second, win, second, win. You get what I mean? And it's like, I'm more concerned with, Chase, go figure it out, man. I don't know why you're throwing away easy wins.
Right.
You're fast during practice. You're fast during qualifying. You get out there. If you can't handle the pressure, hey, there's a bunch of guys that race that don't have the pressure. Do you get what I mean? I think it's one of those, figure it out. If you can hit your marks and just ride clean, I think you do better.
Yeah.
But you talk about Kim Roxon riding over his head. Kim Roxon, when he jumps out the gate, has the best first 5 laps of any racer on that track. If Chase Sexton has to ride above his head trying to make basic passes on people he's already faster than, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing, man. You're throwing it away for nothing. And it's pressure, is my opinion. But, hey, I get it, man. I've played MX bikes before. I've switched bikes to see how it feels. But 3 years in, right, we've got you on the KTM. It can't just be the bike, because AP was fucking going.
AP,
okay?
yeah.
AP was going.
Let's talk Cowboy here for a second, because we have been waiting to see the Big Seven, the Cowboy, up on top all season since A1. And my God, it was great to see the Cowboy up on top at Daytona. And he looks so comfortable, so clean, smooth. You know, he even in the main, which we'll get to in a little bit, but he ended up taking second. And it's just so good to see him now up on top. And I hope he continues that push, that grind, that confidence, and putting on a clinic for KTM. Someone's got to do it in the 450 class.
It's good to see the hair follicle neck flannel flopping in the wind. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking
absolutely.
The
oh yeah.
I'm talking in Daytona, the Florida follicle fountain of
business
hair.
in the front and party in the back with 2 T's.
Brother, I love AP to death. That's not business in the front. That's stress. That hairline is ripping back further than the Crypt Keeper. Love him to death, but brother, we know, dude. We know, we get it, and that's why he's the
get it, AP.
Cowboy
That's why
champ.
we wear hats. We get it.
But brother, I love this guy. I love this guy because he shows up and they're like, "Hey man, how you feeling?" And he goes, "I want to be a cowboy, baby," and gets on that KTM and rides it like Seabiscuit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Go off, brother.
Hell yeah.
Go off. Also,
pumped.
it's good to see somebody over 5'6" on a bike. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
It's good
Absolutely.
to see a guy on a bike.
He looks like he's riding a mini bike out there, but it looks good.
Brother, he looks like Jordan Smith. Okay, we go. All right, let's talk about the main events of the 250 and the 450.
Before we get into that, we had my dude, my wild card.
Oh.
Before we get into the mains, just one more rider. We had Malcolm. We had Malcolm.
Hey, where's he coming from?
I don't know.
I don't know. He heard the podcast,
dude.
And he said, he's right.
Right.
I can do this.
I can do this. But
brother,
no, dude, it was
Bubba
so pumped.
in the booth. Bubba in the booth going, I don't know what's going on, man. Hey, yeah.
It was a heat, but you know what? From winning that one main to now at least that heat, he's there. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he is top 5 in points. So no, I hope we see more Mookie on top. It's awesome. It's so good to see, whether it's a heat or main. Definitely we ain't seeing him in any LCQs. Hopefully not. But yeah,
also
now
his first heat win since 2023. He's got this renewed energy, this strength, and I think getting that main win was really important for him. And I think we're going to see him continue to push.
Absolutely. And Ando was looking good too. But yeah, let's get into the 250 and 450 mains with the 250s first. Vial with the whole shot. And Ansing going down. Dude. Oh, that was such a bummer. Another tough block taking down a rider, man. I was so bummed when that happened, because I wanted to see him up top, especially with how RJ was riding, and Vial, to be honest, and Hammaker. But no, yeah, I thought it was Kitchen. Oh man,
we had a solid top 5 going into that first corner, and when Ansty went down, I was like,
dang,
oh man, I wanted to see him up there.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was kind of upsetting, but I mean, he put on a decent charge. He was in the back of the pack. We haven't seen much of how he can handle from going down in the first corner to the final lap in the main event, from that placement on the track in that situation. But it was good to see him putting on that charge. But I thought Vial was riding super good. RJ passing him. They were battling there were so many cool side by side moments. And then even one of the riders in the back waiting for a counter, but it was really cool to see a lot of that, and you know, Hampshire just passing him like it was absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. It was like you passing me basically on MX bikes after lapping me.
Right.
It
Right.
was
Just
it was awesome.
literally, it's almost like you're not moving.
Yeah. No, it was he and Viala, like I said, I mean, he was riding great, but I hear, yeah, yeah, basically like I'm not moving on MX bikes,
Here,
but
here's the thing, man. We have RJ Hampshire putting on a bark clinic, right? He's
absolutely,
teaching people how to bark.
yeah,
He's going off, right? Going brutally fast. And then we come to a couple minutes before the final lap. I believe 7 minutes.
yes, it was about
And
7 minutes.
we get the people in the booth putting Mitch on camera talking about Levi Kitchen, and I went, "What are you doing?"
Announcer curse to the PC curse immediately. Kitchen,
Bang.
bro, down for the count, and he went down hard with a, I believe, broken collarbone. I think there was something else.
Some hurt ribs and some
Yeah,
torn ligaments, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
And I mean, that's even just me giving a guess, watching how he hit.
Oh man, he went
Brutal, that
down
rhythm
so
section.
hard. A couple people actually went down in that section too.
Yeah.
I think we were
The
talking
whoops
about it
were eating
earlier.
people up.
Oh yeah. I think you were talking about it a little bit earlier, just how that section or that lip kind of was, I believe. What were your kind of thoughts on that again? Because it was actually good.
I think it's one of those things, like, as soon as they're landing off of that jump previous and gunning for it, some people were hitting it and
Yeah.
some people were rolling it. When I saw that he was not doubling it like some of the others and then singling going into the rhythm section, and I saw he was just launching it, as soon as he came in, it had gotten so ruddy from where he was that it popped him. And it
Yeah.
was like, at first I was like, why the fuck did you stand up? But on a couple of rewatches, it was like that PC bike shot that back in straight up when it hit the top of that lip. So
Yeah.
it was like, I think that was him trying to push the bike back down using his legs. And by that time, his front wheel had already hit the ground. So it was not happening.
Yeah. He definitely hit a good kicker on that line that he took. And it sucks to see, man, but you know, it's a part of the sport.
And he was
it happens.
risking it.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
risking it.
Anyone
every
who
lap,
was
taking a separate
launching
line.
that, oh yeah. Anybody who
Yeah.
was launching that was just risking it, and it was 50-50 chance, I feel 100%, because a lot of people either had a couple close calls or knew the line and stuck with that line. And you know, I hope he has a speedy recovery, gets back on the bike, and hopefully we see him. You know, collarbones are about 4.5, 5 weeks, depending if surgery or not. So hopefully we see him back towards the end of the rounds, hopefully getting ready for some outdoors. But no, I thought it was a great race for the 450 main, with Vial taking second, and Hymus was battling with third with Hammaker, and Hammaker passed him for third on, I don't know if it was a last lap or the two
Right
laps
through that
remaining.
sand, through the sand section. Yeah, right
Awesome
on that
pass.
right side.
Awesome pass. So again, punt for him. At least we're seeing some of the PC guys up on top. You know, and still healthy,
Forkner.
still out there. And yeah, Forkner, you know, was doing good. I forgot what place Forkner took, but in that main. But getting into the 450 main, Anderson getting that whole shot. I mean, Ando has been looking so good. El Hombre
On starts,
looking so good on starts. I believe that was his first whole shot at Daytona, or in Supercross. I forgot what they said when he did take it, but awesome to see that he took that whole shot. AP, hey, dude, again, I mean, we talked about it in the heats, but then comes the main event. AP again, he is back. I
On fire.
love seeing it. And then we got Roxon barking past everyone, like you said earlier, putting on an absolute clinic in the dog pound and taking that dub.
The man earlier in the day said, I don't have this trophy and I really want it. And I
Yep.
want to talk about manifestation for a little bit. Okay.
Do it.
This man said, I'm going to ride the outside sand sections with the throttle completely open and my
Yeah.
foot dragging off the jump face coming out,
Animal.
passing fools cleanly.
Yeah.
Roxon's on it, man. I
Yeah.
want this dude. It's either him or I want Cooper Webb.
Yep.
These two have been putting on solid performances night after night, every single week. It's about time they got their flowers, man. The dads are back. They want their trophies. They want their money. We got Jason Anderson getting the whole shot. You know what I mean?
Oh,
the
yeah.
dads are back, baby. The
Oh, yeah.
dads are back. I love it.
And yeah, oh man, what was I gonna say? But Webb, we gotta talk about him because he was looking awesome. Again, he was just a shark in the water waiting for his time, and he made those moves. Chase was coming up from the back. You know, I think he made it all the way up into third, picking people off, riding wild, and I don't know if the adrenaline or what wore off, but again, we won't even talk about it that much, but he went from third to dropping down to fifth at the end.
Sexton.
Yeah, Sexton. Did I say Sexton? Yeah, I said Sexton.
Yep.
Yeah, Sexton.
I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, Sexton
He was
dropping,
doing what he does.
but no, yeah, and then Webb making that pass on AP for second, just awesome. And even myself, I've been and others have just been sleeping on him. I know you've been a fan since the start and couldn't wait for him to, you know, get up there. And like you said, he's been just consistent and making it. So now he is.
How do you think he
leading,
got his other championships? You know,
yeah.
He was consistent.
He
was
is just smart.
Guy.
He is so smart when it comes to racing and passing and waiting for the right moments. But you know, it was just it's awesome to see him up there. Now he's leading by 10. You got Chase Sexton down by 10, and we have Roxon down by 6 from Chase. So I'm thinking the way Chase is going, we're going to see Roxon move up into that second place spot with points in these next couple races. And I think you said it before we started recording this, but I think it's going to come down to Roxon and Webb at the end with points towards the end of the season.
I really think so. If both of them can keep up the consistency. Again, Roxon in the first 5 laps is so much better than 90% of the field. He's carving his way to the front. And it's like, Chase, you shouldn't be known as the guy that has to battle from a last place start every weekend.
Yeah.
You should be up there watching Anderson every weekend. Top 5. Staple. Top 5. I'm getting top 5. That's the goal, right? Yep. Roxon going, I'm not accepting anything under 4th. Like I am charging as fast as possible and as hard as I can. I just want to see that same consistency, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I said, you know, when we started this podcast, I think with all of these guys out on injury, this will be the championship of consistency. Yeah. If Hampshire can continue to be consistent as he was at Daytona, he's got a shot. Tom Vial is going to be hard to beat. He's going to push him, right? Yeah. I think he will. Hammaker looked great He looked fantastic. I think he can go, right? We've got all these people, 250s and 450s. If you're consistent, it's going to pay off,
Yeah,
right? If you can stay consistent, it'll pay off. And I think that's more true in the 450 class than the 250 on the
absolutely.
East Coast. But I think it's all going to come down to those guys that put in solid laps, make their marks, and don't get tired.
Yeah.
You know, we see Cooper Webb is known to fight and fight and fight until the end. He was behind AP holding the clutch in full throttle.
Oh, dude,
Just
he was. I
just
thought he was gonna blow up
mind
his
games.
bike, dude. Oh my gosh, letting AP know every corner. Hey, I'm here. I'm taking your spot, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
be second this race at Daytona.
I'm trying to see Cooper Webb flashing the pistols again over the finish line at people. If I can see that, right? But if I can see him and Roxon, two people who have respect for each other and are good racers with high IQ, if those two are the ones battling for the championship, I'll be a happy guy watching Anderson try and pick off the two of them. It's going
Yeah,
to be a great time. So I'm
yeah,
looking forward to it. And in my opinion, I've been talking about Chase Sexton for 3 weeks. I'm good with dealing with those three fighting for the championship and Malcolm Stewart being the wild card going,
yep,
I'm here,
yeah,
motherfuckers. Let Chase figure out whatever he needs to figure out,
yeah.
you know?
We
But
could stop
that's it.
showing, the My Chemical Romance cut scene with him with his head in the corner. You know what I mean? We don't need to see that. Let's get back to racing. He's got to figure it out. Chase,
Yeah,
you got to figure it out, man. You
right,
can do it. You've been here before.
right.
And yeah. We need to stick to
You're only
racing.
down by 10.
Yeah.
You can do this.
You can do this. It's not over. But no, yeah, I do hope Webb takes it this year, which I'm starting to see pretty clearly at where we're at after watching round 8. Then we had the SMX next class, the old, the
Mhm.
old futures class. We had first place Landon Gordon taking that, rode awesome, put on an absolute clinic, took the whole shot, and was gone. He looked like he loved the track. Enzo Timmerman, my dude out there, putting on a clinic. He got a decent start. I think he had a couple little mistakes and was fighting a little bit bar to bar racing with a couple of them. And ended up coming up and taking second. Congrats, dude. And we got to have him on the show too. He said he's definitely down, so we'll have to talk to him, set that up. And then in third place we had Jessen Turner. Jessen
Yeah.
Turner. Awesome. Yeah, so those top 3 with the SMX next. Congratulations. And I wonder if just kind of how PC's looking, if they're gonna, like you were saying, bump up either, Gordon. Hey, they did it to Drew Adams.
Correct.
But I know he got hurt. But you know what? You got Gordon putting on an absolute show. Maybe we'll see him in the outdoors. Maybe he just, they've talked to him. We don't know. This is just a guess or my thoughts, But
Right.
with everything going on, maybe keep him in SMX next for Supercross, and then say, hey, we could use you for outdoors. Let's see what you
Mhm.
got. I mean, Enzo Timmerman, I think, he's great with outdoors. Awesome watching him ride, especially
Right.
I just saw him out at Hangtown for the Loretta Lynn's area qualifiers, and he was phenomenal.
On
Phenomenal.
rails. Mhm.
Absolutely. And talk to him a bit, and he's kind of going into SMX next as a learning curve this year. So I'm excited to see how it plays out for him this year and going into next. But no, yeah, I thought it was great racing. I think we got Indianapolis up next, Indy up next for
Mhm.
racing for round 9. So I'm looking forward to that. And again, I know I said it in the last one, but I'm getting ready. I'm can't wait for outdoors. We got, Paula coming up in May, Hangtown in May. I should be at both of those, so I'm excited for that one. Hopefully also Washougal, I think in June, if I'm not mistaken from seeing that. But no, yeah, and then I think next, should we tell them about possibly a special guest that might be coming on next week? I got to reach out to
Um,
him.
I think that's up to you. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
We
think
get
maybe we let it be a surprise
well,
and
we gotta, yeah, we'll have a
announce it
special
a couple
guest.
days from now. Yeah.
Yeah, we will have a special guest come on, so stay tuned. I think we'll give out a hint on Instagram and possibly
Mhm.
TikTok.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I'm like, I
I-
cannot wait.
I'll
It's
just
gonna be
I'll,
sick.
I'll just say this. I don't know how he does with triples or singles, but I know how he does with doubles.
Oh yeah,
He does them.
he does them.
I know he does them.
And a lot of people in our age will know who he is from, you know, the late 80s, early 90s, and early 2000s. Raced amateur, professional motocross and supercross. So I'm excited to have him on here, see what he's been doing all these years, and we'll keep you guys updated with a little hints. And then before we do it, maybe ask to see if anybody has any questions, especially people that were born, you know, in the 90s or saw him race in his amateur days to professional days. So I'm excited for that. But stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for, you know, hanging out with us. Stay tuned for more to come with Bench Talk. We do need to plan on some merch, because merch would be awesome. I've had a lot of people at the tracks locally even ask like, yo, when are you coming out with merch? So we got to figure that out, dude, because that would be sick. You know, get some merch going to definitely help us. I mean, help me even film at these pro events and getting me there. So I'm excited for that, and we'll keep you guys updated on when we do that. Just big, you know, big things coming and ideas, and getting better at this. So I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. We've been talking
Hell
about it
yeah.
a long time. So yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, what you guys thought of Daytona. You know, share, get the false neutral name out there more. But thank you everybody in the moto community for hanging with us, and we'll see you in the next one.